Alright, so on this video I'm going to be showing you guys the Harbor Freight or Chicago Electric latest 90 amp flux wire welder. The item number on this is 62719. So just to save some time on the unboxing, I've just gone ahead and I've unboxed it ahead of time, and I'll just let you guys know it's pretty much the same as with every other video that I've made about this welder. It comes with the manual, comes with a spool wire, the cheesy little welding helmet or welding face shield, whatever the hell that thing is. Comes with the little crappy wire brush, like always, of course, and the welder itself with its cables, and that's pretty much it. And I'll show you guys a set of pictures comparing this one to the 68887 model, and it's pretty much just to show you guys that nothing's really changed, other than what I noticed was just this plastic on the front here that supports the MIG or the MIG gun. That's pretty much it. The other one, the 68887 or the previous models, had a grommet, and this just has a little plastic or extruded plastic. It's not really anything special. The other differences are just the printing for the wire feed speeds and heat settings, and the front panel and the manual says on this newer model that it can only weld from 18 gauge to 3/16. The older model, I think it said anywhere from like 24 gauge or like 22, 18, something like that. Really thin stuff that is really hard for the beginner to weld with. So they've gone ahead and revised that on their manuals and on the machine itself, but it's still an AC machine. This is not a DC at all. It's 90 amps, 24 volts, I think, AC. I mean, I don't have the equipment to test all the voltages coming out of this machine, but it's all AC. A lot of people do convert these to DC. Anyways, too much talk from me. I'm going to go ahead and get to welding. Alright, so before I start with this demonstration, for those who are viewing, my tip for safety is always wear the gloves, welding gloves of course. And another important thing to use, especially with flux core wire, is use welding sleeves like this that I got here. You can pick these up at Harbor Freight or at a local welding supply or whatever, but they protect your arms, especially if you have bare arms, or like I have a jacket here and I don't want to put holes all over my jacket. And it also lets you prop up, or if you prop up on your arm, all the spatter does not burn your clothing or you. So that's just some safety tips for you guys. ahead and I did a couple of beads here. I kind of messed up on one here, as you can see. The material I was welding on is 16 gauge material, so it's pretty thin stuff, especially for flux core. Flux core has really good penetration, so there's really no penetration problems on this. And also, looking at the other side of the tubing, I got decent penetration. So just to show you guys, I left the flux or the slag on there, and I really wanted to show you how the slag is supposed to look like, or how easy it's supposed to actually come off of when you do a weld within the parameters of the welding wire, or for the welding wire. So I'm just going to go ahead and just tap these. And you can see how easy the slag just comes off. On this one here at the end, my last one, the slag's already come off on its own. So I'll just go ahead and hit the rest of these. Comes to flux core welding, you're not going to get these really shiny beads. I mean, you have to really put the wire brush to it to get those shiny beads, and it's going to take a while. So to shorten the time and polish up the beads really good, I end up using a wire wheel. Just a couple passes with the wire wheel ends up polishing those welds, especially when it comes to flux core. But that's just pretty much a demonstration for you guys. Those aren't my best welds, but I haven't welded with the Harbor Freight flux core welder, or my brother's welder, in over a year, so it's been a very long time. But I'll be making a series of videos, and I'll be putting some of my techniques on those videos of how I weld with flux core wire. You know that the older models came with a flux core tip, and this newer one actually comes with a copper tip. I guess they must have went or switched back to the copper tip for some reason, but I mean the torch even looks the same as some of the older models. The tip that's currently included with this torch is pretty much the same as the MiG 170. So here's the tip there for this one, and here's the tip for the MiG 170 model. I'm unsure if the 180 model has the same tip, but they pretty much interchange. And the only reason why I have this is because I have a torch from a MiG 170, and I mean it's the same darn thing. And the only difference that I realize with these tips is that it really blocks a lot of the view from the weld area. So for beginners, it's going to be really hard to actually focus on the weld. I went ahead and I just removed the tip altogether, and I did my welds. The best tip for that is just always remove it, and if you're going to do that, make sure you use a anti-spatter or nozzle jelly type of gel to protect the threads on your torch or your gun. I want to thank you guys for watching. For those of you who are new to my channel, check out my other videos, subscribe if you like them, and I'll see you guys on the next one.